a tidy or maybe a messy practicer? It's probably not something you've thought about very much, but it's something that's often in my mind when I'm practicing. And curiously, I'm a slightly more messy practice than a tidy practicer. Obviously, when we practice, particularly when we practice our technical areas, we know that there are basically three main areas, which is tone control, sound, all the stuff that goes with breathing, articulation, and fingerwork. And if we're a tidy practicer, we kind of do some exercises in each of those areas in a very responsible kind of way. And there are wonderful books of technical work, and you may be the kind of person that really does go through all your exercises very carefully, and obviously you grow each time. You might do a few extra ones or move in different directions, and it's a cumulative kind of process. But it's interesting sometimes to do what I call messy practice, which isn't quite to do it in such a thoughtfully progressive kind of way. It's really flitting from one thing to another, letting your imagination take you from one thing to another and thinking, I've just done that, maybe I'll do some of this, maybe I'll extend that idea, and it's interesting. It's fun, and if you're in that kind of mood, maybe it'll allow you to do more practice than you might have done anyway. It stops you from getting tense as well. Of course, if you're practicing and you start getting tense, that really makes the practice hardly worth the time you spend on it. We have to be relaxed, we have to be calm mentally and physically, enjoying what we're doing, and sometimes just letting the imagination take over does you an awful lot of good. Let me give you some ideas. I always do want to start with long notes, and I've got here the Brahms F minor, the first sonata here, which I'm practicing, and I always want to start with some long notes, and maybe I'll choose something that is appropriate. Maybe the F, which comes at the beginning of the lovely second subject. I'm just going to play that F. And as I play it, I want to enjoy that sound, whatever note I choose. I want to enjoy it. I want to feel the vibration on my lip. I want to feel the resonance in my upper chest area, and just enjoy the sound. And as I'm playing it, I might think about the sound, listen to it, I experiment with slightly different embouchure pressures, maybe experiment with oral cavity shapes, and all the things that we do think about, and just enjoy that. And maybe I might then go to another note, the C that comes after it. I'm listening, I'm slightly altering the sound as I do it, and when I'm happy, then I might do the legato from the F to the C. And then the E flat that comes after it. And then I might, although I've done a bit of legato, I might go back to some more long notes, like that E flat. And just go around the piece, bits of it that I'm practicing. There's the B flat in bar 10. And I might want to just practice that, think about the sound in the actual context of the phrase itself. Maybe I then want to do some work on that leap in the couple of bars earlier. Perhaps I'm starting on the C. And I start with some octaves, then I try the E flat. And I put them together. Etc. And I'm gradually building up ideas, either with the dots open or not. And I often like just moving around when I'm practicing, kind of walking around the room, and just thinking, what's on the page, what would I like to practice from on the page? And I might go on like that, using long notes legatos, particular phrases, and spend quite a long time just letting my mind flit. And if I've done one octave, maybe I thought, oh, I'm going to do some more octaves now. Not necessarily that are in the piece, but it's useful practice. So maybe I do octaves within an octave, so from C to C, right up to the next C to C, and practice all those and thinking about all the things we think about. Maybe I want to do a bit of articulation next, and we have the one that you know comes after. And I want to really get that crisp. I can articulate single notes, but my favourite thing is two notes. And when you're practicing to get faster and more controlled articulation, just two notes is very good. Just two notes, and then might try the actual notes in the context of the Brahms. And all of those, there's quite a lot of different ones there. And then maybe I'm thinking, not Brahms, I'm going to down do three notes. Maybe four. And when I'm doing four, actually, I'm thinking 1, 2, 1, 2 rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. There's more energy in 1, 2, 1, 2 than 1, 2, 3, 4. And maybe I change the notes. And then do some tongue finger work as well. And I just kind of let my imagination roam. Well, I think I'll do this now. I'll try this pattern all tongued. Just kind of flitting from one thing to another. And then maybe there's the pattern that's coming up next with those arpeggios. And maybe I just take, well, when you're building up more, let's call it faster passages, they're not really faster. We won't go into that today. But your fingers move at the same speed, whether the music is slow or fast. I'm sure I've probably done this exercise before, but here's A. Here's B. What was the difference? Did my fingers move faster in B? No. The two notes before the finger change were slightly longer in A, slightly shorter in B. But the actual finger change is the same speed. So it sounds faster because the notes are shorter. So let me do that a few times. I'm just working at those two notes. And eventually I can build up all those arpeggios at the bottom of the first page. And I don't want you to think these things are difficult. You just kind of build them up and gradually you gain the technique to put all those notes together in one go, and you can play those arpeggios. And maybe then I try some other arpeggios. Maybe the actual arpeggios here, but as I'm doing it, maybe I'm going to do A major, then I do A flat major, G major, go down by semitones, go up by semitones, and just try out different things. So I want to practice what's here, but I want to allow my imagination to take me to other places as well. So maybe in a 20-minute practice, just thinking about the technical aspects of this, I might touch lots of other areas that aren't actually involved in this piece, but are just interesting to play. And then when I'm playing other pieces, I find the benefit straight away. So that's what I call messy practice. And if you're not quite in the mood for tidy practice, messy practice is great fun, uses the imagination, and will take you to a lot of interesting places, and you'll find you just enjoy the playing, enjoy the work.